A university research team in the Netherlands analyzed data from thousands of grandparents and found that caring for grandchildren while physically demanding can have a positive impact on reducing the risk of cognitive decline in older adults.
네덜란드의 한 대학 연구팀이 수천 명의 조부모 데이터를 분석한 결과 손주를 돌보는 일이 육체적으로는 힘들 수 있지만 고령층의 인지기능 저하 위험을 낮추는데 긍정적인 영향을 줄 수 있다는 사실을 밝혔습니다.
I mean,
Okay.
it kind of makes sense, right? You know, when you don't use something,
It
starts
shrinks.
to break down, right? And it's just like as you get older, you find your social circle shrinks a bit. Everyone's busy with their own life, and you don't have as much time to go out and interact with people all that time.
Absolutely.
I think it's that interaction probably that helps.
Yeah, the interaction and the patience, right?
Patience. And it also, you find yourself, you're giving something to the next generation, it gives you a bit of meaning as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that sense of meaning, the sense of purpose, the sense that you are needed
Exactly.
is very
Huge.
important
Rather
at
than
that
just
age.
sitting in a corner and just, watching TV or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the details of this
All
study.
right. Well, the study was conducted. They completed 3 rounds of surveys and cognitive assessments, like brain assessments, between 2016 and 2022. So it was over 6 years. So the survey asked whether these people, older people, had cared for their grandchildren in the previous year, along with detailed questions about how often and what they did with them, how they cared for them. So it could be anything from overnight care or taking care of the grandkids when they get sick, or just playing with them, taking them out to have fun, helping with homework, driving kids around. That's a big one. There's lots of logistics involved with kids. I don't know, feeding them, preparing meals, tons of different things. It
Right.
could be a lot of things. As if you have kids, there's a lot of stuff to do.
Right. Okay, let's have a look at this study. 미국 심리학회가 발행하는 학술지에 실린 네덜란드 틸비르흐 대학교의 연구 결과입니다. 약 2,900명의 조부모를 6년 사이에 3차례에 걸쳐서 설문조사도 하고 인지기능도 측정했는데 전반적으로 손주를 돌본 조부모가 그렇지 않은 조부모에 비해 기억력과 언어 유창성 검사 점수가 높은 것으로 나타났습니다.
I think it's good for the kids too to have their grandparents in their life,
Right, to have the good cop. Because you know how they usually have, good cop, bad cop, and your parents, they're usually a bit more strict compared to your grandparents.
Right.
And so they can be the good cop and, kind of sneak in some chocolate bars and whatnot.
And then you always say, they weren't that nice when I was your
맞아요,
age.
맞아요. That's exactly correct. Now, one thing I was surprised by from this study was that the benefits appeared regardless of the type or frequency of care. 이런 효과는 돌봄의 유형이나 빈도와 관계없이 나타났다고 하는데요. Because, you would think that the more interactive the care, the more frequent the care, the benefits would be stronger. But
Sure.
I guess not.
Well, you never know. The researchers noted that further studies are needed to take into account all the different influences, how close the family is, broader kind of socioeconomic conditions, that kind of thing. But across the board, whatever you were doing with your grandkids, the grandparents that were doing that scored higher on memory tests and verbal fluency than those that were not involved with their grandkids.
Right, so in any capacity that you can be involved.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's have a look at this expression, physically demanding.
Right. Running after kids can be very physically demanding, especially if the old knees aren't working like they used to. So if something is physical, it means it uses your body, right? Demanding means it takes a lot. It's very tiring. You need a lot of stamina. So physically demanding just means tiring.
Tiring,
Or hard, basically.
Physically demanding, to demand가 요구하는 거잖아요. 그러니까
네.
우리 몸에게 많이 요구를 하는 액티비티입니다. Physically demanding, 육체적으로 힘든, 체력 소모가 큰. For example, taking care of toddlers is physically demanding. 유아 돌보는 일은 몸이 정말 힘들다.
네.
Have a positive impact on something.
Which means to affect it in a good or a helpful way. That impact is like the effect it's having on it, how it's hitting it, basically, what the effect will be. So, yeah, having a good effect.
뭐뭐에 긍정적인 영향을 미치다. Have a positive impact on something. The opposite of that. 뭐뭐에 부정적인 영향을 미치다. Have a negative impact on something.
Right, exactly.
And this helps repel cognitive decline.
Right, which happens to all of us as we get older, or most of us anyway. It means cognitive means in relating to the brain. Decline means going down. So your cognitive abilities are your mental abilities. Basically, it refers to things like your memory not working so well. Maybe your concentration isn't what it once was. Your thinking just isn't quite as quick as it once was.
Right. Cognitive decline. 인지 기능 저하입니다. Okay, here's the story again. A university research team in the Netherlands analyzed data from thousands of grandparents and found that caring for grandchildren, while physically demanding, can have a positive impact on reducing the risk of cognitive decline in older adults.